guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Mindy, this is See Mindy Mom, and today I just thought I would sit and shoot a little let's chat with you guys because I feel like I haven't talked with you in a while, so here we go. All right, it is Sunday the 24th of March, and I am just sitting here in my bedroom. If you were with me at the beginning of when I started my channel, I used to sit here and shoot videos all the time because I have some big windows in my bedroom and I get really good light from that. This looks nice, doesn't it? Need to tuck that in. But we are at the end of spring break and it has been a wonderful, wonderful week for everybody, I feel like. We actually sent the children to their grandparents in Texas. We came back yesterday from there. My husband and I went down to pick them up, but they spent the entire week with their grandparents. They met us halfway last Sunday and took the kids home, and they just had a phenomenal time. They got to go to so many different places. They went to, a children's museum and went to a big water park and went to the beach at the lake. And just got to do so many fun things. Went to a movie. The girls went to a quilt show because my mother-in-law is a big quilter. Of course, they were, fed and spoiled and treated to all kinds of wonderful things. And I'm just really, really grateful that both sets of grandparents, my parents and my husband's parents, are alive and well, and they dote on our kids, and they get to have that grandparent experience. I did not really have that, not because, my grandparents didn't love us, but they died when I was pretty young. My mother's parents died when I was very young, 3. And my father's parents were around when I was a child, but they began to get pretty sick by the time I was, 10 or 11 years old, so we didn't see them a lot in the end, and then they passed away whenever I was in high school. So I just didn't really have that kind of experience. Don't get me wrong, I had plenty of wonderful grandparent-like people and mentors and love in my life, but to see my kids get to have that with both sides is just really, really cool. So they had a great time. Like I said, we dropped them off with their grandparents on last Sunday. And then my husband and I had several days and evenings, just the two of us here at home. We came back to Tulsa where we live, and our anniversary falls during spring break almost always. In fact, almost always we're on a trip. Like, we've been to Puerto Rico, we've been to Aruba, we've been to Cancun a couple of times, we've been to Vegas. My husband loves to travel, and he often is planning these really amazing trips, and we have to pay hardly anything for them because he uses points that we accrue on credit cards, even though we don't have any debt, which that's a whole other story. But he can tell you all about how we take trips using points we accrue on our cards, even though we just use them to make like everyday purchases like gas and groceries and stuff like that. But anyway, we're almost always on a trip, but a couple of times we've done this staycation thing where we will send the kids away, but then it's just he and I, and we just kind of hang out at home, and I love it. Not that I don't appreciate the travel and my husband, taking the time to plan those trips for us. I think it's really, really important for, a husband and wife to have some kid-free time. And more than just a couple of hours. I mean, date night is really important, but I think that if you are in a position where you can get that time, just a few days away, I think it really does a world of good for a marriage. I know not everybody's in that position. Not everybody has somebody, but if you do, good for you, and you should totally take advantage of it. But I'm kind of rambling. I knew this would be rambling, but I haven't really talked with you guys since Tuesday. Because I filmed a vlog on Tuesday, even though I posted it on Thursday, I filmed it all on Tuesday. So I was just like, man, I feel like I haven't talked with my people in a while. So here I am. But anyway, I really appreciate my husband planning all those wonderful trips that we've taken. But I'm just a homebody. Like, and even when we travel, he can't take me anywhere longer than 5 days because that's about my max before I am just like done and ready to come home and sleep in my own bed and use my own bathroom and be in my own kitchen. I don't know. I'm just a homebody. So this is like the best for me and for us. But we got home on Sunday. We went out for our anniversary and went to a couple of different restaurants. In fact, we went out to dinner basically 3 times while the kiddos were gone, which, if we were on vacation, we'd go out at least that much. And every time we actually went to multiple places, which is sort of our style. We like to go somewhere where there are a couple of different choices, and then we might start one place and have, a drink and an hors d'oeuvre, and then we might go to another place and have share an entree, and maybe we'll even go to a third place and share, another entree or a dessert or something like that. It's kind of like a progressive dinner for us, and we will spend 3-4 hours out doing that. We enjoy doing that. So we did that a couple of times. And then Thursday we went back to Oklahoma City, where we moved from last year, and we met up with some friends. I just had a phenomenal day with them and did kind of the same thing. We sort of did the restaurant hopping and visited some of our favorite places from the place that we moved. And of course, I also got to check in with my family. My mother had surgery this week. She's fine. She's doing well, but I wanted to stop by and just chat with her and visit with her and try to be a little helpful around the house if I could. So got to do that. And then on Friday, we got up and we drove all the way to my in-laws' house in Texas, and spent the night with them and got to have dinner with them and catch up with them. And then we brought the kids back yesterday. And of course, today it's Sunday, so we're kind of back in the swing of things. It's the afternoon. We got up and went to church this morning like normal. And now I'm just kind of sitting, chilling, and chatting with you guys with my tea. I'm sure you guys have already noticed if you've seen my mug. Hopefully I haven't made anybody mad, but my husband got this for me years ago for Christmas. It says, "Education is important, but choir singing is importanter," which the joke on that, if you don't know, is that I was a high school choral director, and I still consider myself a music teacher and choral director. I hope that I get to go back to that someday. I miss my classroom. I miss my students. I left a phenomenal group of students behind when we moved here, and it has been a really tough year thinking about that and in my mind going through all the milestones, like all the times we would have had a concert and times we would have had a contest and times there would have been an audition. Like in my head, I'm thinking about them and about that. But anyway, so that's the joke with the cup. If you don't know, I taught high school choral music. I am currently working as the children's music director at our church, which has been a big blessing that I've been able to plug in there, and they've had a need for that. So I'm trying to kind of rebuild the children's music program. But it's sort of funny too. If I had not taught choir, I would have taught English. Because I really like writing and creative writing. And in fact, I used to write a lot, and I still write some articles here and there, like for our church or our church publications and stuff. But I used to have a blog, and actually it was a pretty outspoken blog. So don't go and look for, are you guys surprised that I have an opinion and can be outspoken and, a little bit like in your face about things? I'm sure that doesn't surprise you if you've watched my videos very much. But it was an education advocacy blog, so I was talking about a lot of the political side of education and what's been happening. But I took it down before we came here, not because I was ashamed of anything that I had said, but because it just kind of created a lot of bitterness in me and a lot of anger. And so I try to go about my advocacy a different way. I'm still very much a proponent of education and public education. Obviously, I am, a teacher, a school teacher, and I am subbing at my kids' school sometimes. My husband and I, we chose the school we're at because it's so diverse, and we wanted to be in a place where we could be a help, where we can stand in the gap if we're needed. So more on that another time. This is like way more rambly than I thought it would be. See, it's just like I'm trying to tell you all the things that have happened because I just haven't been talking with you guys like I have. But anyhow, it was such a great week. It was a fun week for our kids. It was a fun week for my husband and I. I had some plans to try to do some stuff around the house, like get up in the kids' rooms and declutter and stuff. And I was like, meh, I can do that another time. And I ended up just, just relaxing. A couple of times I took a nap, trying to catch up on, some channel work, but also read a little bit. I journaled a little bit and just really got that rest and relaxation. I definitely will say, as far as eating goes, that I, overindulged a few times. I'm not going to lie about that. But we were really on vacation. We were on staycation, and that's kind of how it goes for me. I still made some great choices too. I managed to make it to the gym once. I did a ton of walking because the weather was just beautiful. We had like perfect spring break weather. The highs were in the upper 60s. The sun was shining. So I got out and did a bunch of walking, especially on days when we didn't have a lot going on, even not just for exercise, but just like for my own mental health because the weather was so beautiful. So that's where I am with that. And I'm posting, one of the reasons I wanted to hop on here and post this is because I'm not posting a dinner with the Dennisons video this week. I failed, you guys. I had every intention of doing like a special dinner with the Dennisons and filming some at our meals out at these restaurants and some of the meals that my husband and I enjoyed. Like one night we stayed in and he grilled for me, beautiful piece of salmon and veggies and stuff. And I didn't get any film, guys. I just didn't. I didn't get any footage because I just got to like chatting with my husband and talking about things with him, talking about this past year and how we think it's gone and talking about future goals and our family and just our life right now. And I just got, you know, all wrapped up in that and I did not pick up the camera. So I'm not really sorry about that. I enjoyed the time. I enjoyed the week, but I will be getting kind of back into the swing of all the things. Even though I indulged some and I did not count or track or anything last week, I still have already started to just kind of rein it in a little bit. But I do think that I'm going to film a few what I eat in a days and count my points. I have not been like counting on my points or weighing or measuring or tracking. I've just been kind of trying to eat a little more mindfully and even a little bit intuitively. But that's one thing that I like about kind of keeping one foot in the Weight Watcher world or in the WW world is that when I have times like this, when I feel like, okay, I've splurged, we've been out of our routine, I've eaten, you know, heavier, richer foods than I would normally eat. I enjoyed it, but now it's kind of time to sort of go back to those foods that are everyday foods and that fuel my body and make my body feel good. You know, I feel like I like to have that tool. I like to have that tool of, okay, I need some boundaries for a few days. I need to just kind of reset my body. And then when I'm reminded of how good I feel whenever I eat that way, it's not so hard to go back to, okay, I can, you know, not track every tiny little thing, but I can just kind of eat mindfully. Because at that point I'm reminded, okay, yeah, these are the foods that I like and that make me feel good. And I don't just like keep going off the wagon, if that makes sense. But that's where I am with that. I am doing a big grocery haul and meal plan. Tomorrow is probably when that will go up. It will go up either tomorrow or Tuesday. I'm going to the grocery store tomorrow. I haven't been in like 3 weeks. So I'm doing that. I'm going to film a couple of what I eat in a days. A dinner with the Dennisons will come out again next week. I'm going to start collecting footage for that. I really enjoyed that series and I really appreciate you guys having, you know, positive feedback on that and watching it. Thank you so much. And, you know, that's just where I am. Life is good. Kids had a good break. Hubby and I had a good break. Lots of fun times, good memories, but also kind of looking forward to getting back into that just day-to-day routine for us. Sometimes there is, you know, comfort and purpose in that as well. So that's where I am. That's my rambling chat with you guys. That's where I've been this past week. And I just appreciate you all so much coming along with me and watching the videos that I post and interacting and leaving comments. I really appreciate that. I'd love it if you give this a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. And I'll check in with you guys really soon. Feel free to leave me a comment if you want below and tell me what you guys have been up to. Have you already had your spring break? Is your spring break coming up? What do you have planned? What do you have going on? Let me know. And I will see you guys again very soon. Bye.